Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the last topic of the chapter, alcohols, phenols and ethers. That is ethers and its properties. In this chapter we will see about ethers, its nomenclature, structure, method of preparation, physical properties, chemical properties and uses. An ether is an organic compound in which an oxygen atom is bonded to two carbon atom by a single bond. So bonded with the two carbon atom means on both the side of the oxygen alkyl groups or aryl groups are present. Common name of ethers are derived from the name of alkyl or aryl groups, written as separate words in alphabetical order and adding the word ether. But in IUPAC name, this is generally known as alkoxy alkane. We can write it as alkoxy alkane. So in the next slides, we will see the nomenclature also. When we see the generalized formula of ethers, you can see it can be represented as ROR, means both the R can be same. ROR dash, both R alkyl groups can be different. ROAR, R alkyl, AR aryl, means here benzene ring is possible. And AROAR, on both the side of the oxygen benzene ring is possible. So all these are known as the ether. Now ethers are classified into two categories, symmetrical and unsymmetrical ethers. Let's see. Symmetrical ethers. Ethers in the molecule of which the two ligands on the ether group are identical. Two ligands, here ligand means the alkyl group, right? So in coordination chemistry you will hear this word ligands. When we name the alkyl group, then add the prefix di in the general name. For example, you can see here when we write the general name, this is dimethyl ether. When you will write the IUPAC name, we will write it as methoxy methane. Methoxy methane, right? Next one is diethyl ether. Again it is symmetric. Symmetric means on both the side of oxygen same number of alkyl group are there. Same number of carbon chain is there. You can see here 2 carbon, here also 2 carbon. This is ethoxy ethane. During nomenclature, oxygen will go on that side where the number of carbon is less. But in case of symmetrical, on both the side, carbon are same. So, you can give the name of oxygen on any of the side. So, this is ethoxy ethane. Next are unsymmetrical ethers. Ether in which the molecule having the two ligand on the ether group are different. For example, here you can see on both the side of oxygen, here 2 carbon, this side 1 carbon. This is ethyl methyl ether. IUPAC name methoxy ethane. Why? Because oxygen will go on the this side, because here one carbon, this side two carbon. So you will write the name methoxy. This is meth group and oxy group. Methoxyethane. Next one, on one side of carbon benzene ring is there and on the other side two carbon is there. So again it is unsymmetrical. We call it as ethoxy because here two carbon are there. So this is ethoxybenzene. Clear? Ethoxybenzene. Now, ethers generally shows functional group isomerism. Functional group isomerism are those in which the formula is same but the functional group present are different. So ethers generally show functional group isomerism with alcohol. Let's see. You can see here in this compound, first one, CH3, CH2, OCH3. 3 carbon is there. Number of hydrogen 8 and oxygen 1. Formula is C3H8O. When you will see the alcohol, so here you can see the alcohol where the formula is same, 3 carbon, 8 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. In third one also you can see alcohol which is 2 degree, formula remains same. So in all the 3 compound, formula is same, C3H8O, but the functional group are different. Here ether and here alcohol. So this type of isomerism are known as functional isomerism and the isomers are known as functional isomer. So these are the functional isomers. You can see the IUPAC name of few ethers. CH3COCH3, methoxymethane. Next one is ethoxyethane. So try to write the name of these compound. Don't see the answer. Answers are already here. So in your copy you write these structures separately and try to write their IUPAC name. When you will write, then check out with these answers. Clear? So you will get the practice of nomenclature of ethers. In ethers, 4 electron pair, that is 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pair. These are the bond pairs. I hope you can see the bond pairs easily. These are the bond pairs. And here lone pairs are there. So you can see the lone pair. They are arranged approximately at tetrahedral arrangement. You can see the 3D view of the ether. The bond angle is slightly greater than the tetraangle due to the repulsive interaction between the alkyl group. Both these are the bulky group, and if benzene are there then it is more bulkier. And because of this tetrahedral repulsive interaction, both will repel each other, and because of that the bond angle is slightly greater than the tetrahedral. Carbon oxygen bond length is nearly 141 picometer, which is almost same as in the alcohol. Now we will see the method of preparation, MOP. When we will see the method of preparation, first method is dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration means, D means removal, hydration means water. So removal of water. So alcohols undergoes dehydration and form ethers. We have seen this reaction in alcohol's chemical property also. The formation of the reaction product alkenes also possible, ethers also possible. It means alcohol on dehydration gives alkene also and ethers also. But it depends on the reaction condition. It totally depends on the reaction condition. If the temperature is 413 Kelvin, then the main product will be the ethers. Let's see. When alcohols undergoes dehydration, so C, single bond C, OH, H, and other valencies are bonded with hydrogen, right? Dehydration means dehydrating agent should be there. So when dehydrating agent is there in excess, it should be in excess at 443 Kelvin, then there is removal of water molecule, and when this bond will break, then there is a formation of double bond. Clear? But when the reaction condition is acidic medium H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin at low temperature compared to the first one, here alcohol should be in excess. In above case, dehydrating agent is in excess. In the second case, alcohol should be in excess. Then what will happen? CH3, CH2, OH. And if it is in excess, then what will happen? Obviously, dehydrating agent is there in both the cases. So here also there is removal of water molecule. And what will happen? In the first one, dehydration takes place in one molecule itself, means H2O from the same molecule. That is beta elimination. Here, water is removed from the two molecule and there is a formation of ethers. Let's see the mechanism. In the mechanism of ethers, formation of ether is a nucleophilic bimolecular reaction. We have discussed in haloalkanes and haloarenes about the SN2. This method is suitable for the preparation of ethers having primary alkyl groups only. They will give the best reaction. Alkyl group should be unhindered and the temperature should be low. Otherwise, the reaction favors the formation of alkene, as I told you in the previous slide. Alkenes are also the product if the reaction condition will be high temperature. And the reaction follows the SN1 pathway if the alcohol is secondary or tertiary. So the alcohol should be primary only for the preparation of ethers. This is the mandatory condition. Here you can see 3-step process. Step 1, step 2 and step 3. In step 1, hydrogen ion comes from sulfuric acid, forms the bond with oxygen. Lone pair of electron are there on oxygen, so it will form the bond and oxygen acquire positive charge. So there is a formation of oxonium ion. This is oxonium ion. We can also call this as protonated alcohol. This is protonated alcohol. Now this protonated alcohol react with the one more molecule of alcohol. This is protonated alcohol. Now react with one more molecule of alcohol. So lone pair of electron of oxygen bonded with the carbon. So what will happen? There is a formation of protonated ether. You can also call it as the oxonium ion. In third step, there is deprotonation. Deprotonation means removal of proton. So this proton gets removed and the formation of ether will take place. These protons again and again utilized for the reaction you can see in the first step. So these are the 3 steps for the formation of ether, and you can see the alcohol should be 1 degree. If it will be 2 degree and 3 degree, then the different mechanism will be there. Next is the Williamson synthesis. This is one of the best and well-known method for the preparation of ethers. It is an important lab method for preparing symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. In this method, alkyl halide react with sodium alkoxide. We represent alkyl halide as Rx and sodium alkoxide as RONA, RONA, sodium alkoxide. This is the general representation. Ethers containing substituted alkyl group means 2 degree or 3 degree can also be prepared by this method, and the reaction involve SN2 attack of the alkoxide ion on the primary alkyl halide. Please keep this thing in your mind. Primary alkyl halide should be there. Alkoxide can be 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree, doesn't matter. But Rx should be 1 degree for the good yield of the reaction and for forwarding the reaction, forward mode of the reaction. Better results are obtained if the alkyl halide is primary, as I told you. In case of secondary and tertiary alkyl halides, elimination competes over substitution. So please keep this thing in your mind. Alkyl halide should be primary, because on the basis of this concept, many questions are there in NCERT. So if tertiary alkyl halide is used, alkene will be the product. If you will not use the primary, if tertiary are there, then there will be no ether, there will be the formation of alkene. And it is because alkoxide are not only the nucleophile but the strong base. They react with the alkyl halide, leading to the elimination reaction, removal of water and formation of alkene. You can see here alkyl halide react with the sodium alkoxide. So there is a removal of NaX byproduct and ether will be formed. So alkyl halide should always be 1 degree. Doesn't matter what is RONA. So there is a formation of ether. But if the condition will be reverse, this is 3 degree and here 1 degree. If the reaction is condition, alkyl halide is 3 degree and RONA is 1 degree. Reverse reaction. Here this is reverse. Then there is no formation of ether, but there is formation of alkene. So alkyl halide should always be 1 degree only. Now the physical properties. The carbon-oxygen bond in ethers are polar and ethers have net dipole moment. The weak polarity of ethers do not appreciably affect their boiling point. Their boiling points are much lower than the alcohol. And reason, in case of alcohol, there is presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. They have intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This is one of the reason for the higher boiling point of alcohol. The large difference in the boiling point of the alcohols and ethers is due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, as I told you. Now chemical reaction, when we will see, first the cleavage of carbon-oxygen bond. Ethers are least reactive of the functional group. The cleavage of CO bond in ethers takes place under drastic condition with excess of hydrogen halides. The reaction of dialkyl ethers gives two alkyl halide. You can see here in the reaction, first ether react with HX. Then what will happen? This ROR react with HX. So first of all, ROH and RX will be formed. Now this ROH again react with HX, removal of water, and RX will be formed. So in overall reaction there is a formation of alkyl halide. This reaction already you have seen in the first chapter, method of preparation of alkyl halide. Alkyl aryl ethers are cleaved at the alkyl oxygen bond due to the more stable aryl oxygen bond. So there is a cleavage of this bond, and when this bond will cleave, then phenoxide ion will be formed, which is stable due to the resonance. So here you can see there is a formation of phenol and alkyl halide. When this HX is there, the order of reactivity will be HI greater than HBr and HCl. This will be the most reactive, and I hope you know why HF is not here, why we are not using HF. The cleavage of ethers takes place with concentrated HI or HBr at high temperature conditions. Here we can see few examples where you can see in first case, if these type of questions are there in NCERT, so they will not give you the answers, they will give only the reactant and the reagent. So when HI will be added, then cleavage of bond will be from the carbonyl carbon side, and I will be added here and H will be added here, and it follows SN1 mechanism. In case of second one, again benzylic carbon, not carbonyl carbon, sorry, benzylic carbon, here also benzylic carbon, so alkyl halide here and hydrogen here. Now if oxygen is directly bonded to the benzene ring, then one product should be phenol. If benzene is directly bonded to the oxygen, then cleavage from here, there is formation of phenol. Keep this thing in your mind. If benzene directly bonded to oxygen and addition of HI, so H will add here and one product should be phenol. Now, few reactions from NCERT. Here you can see in first case, this carbon and this carbon both are 1 degree. So when there is addition of HI, in order to form the alkyl halide, I can go on any of the side. So this bond will break and it will give rise alkyl halide, and other one will give rise the alcohol. So you will get two product, propane 1-ol and 1-iodo-propane. In second case, as I told you, oxygen is bonded with the benzene ring. So H will go on the oxygen to form phenol as one of the product, and 1 degree alkyl halide will be the next product. In case of third one, when HI will be added, here oxygen is not directly bonded to the benzene ring, so this type of bond breaking is not there. What will happen? Here CH2I, alkyl halide will form here and ethanol will be the next product. Please do the practice of these type of questions. These are very important. Now electrophilic substitution reaction. From first chapter we know that electrophilic substitution reactions are more possible in case of alkoxy group. So when ethers are there, this group induces negative charge over ortho and para position. So attack will be at ortho and para. When you will see halogenation, then in halogenation This is the reaction for the halogenation. Here you can see when bromine react in presence of ethanoic acid in organic medium as a solvent. So attack will be at ortho and para position. So orthobromoanisole and parabromoanisole is obtained. Please remember the structure of anisole. So mixture of both will be formed and para will be the major product. And the reason, because it is more symmetric. Friedel-Crafts reaction. When you will see the Friedel-Crafts reaction, you know it. It takes place in presence of Lewis acid. And when you will see the reaction, in the reaction it is very clear. Friedel-Crafts alkylation and Friedel-Crafts acylation. You know it from 11th class. We have done this. So in alkylation, alkyl halide gets attacked at ortho position and at para position. In acylation also, ortho and para products are obtained. So electrophilic substitution reaction is very easy because the attack is always at ortho and para position. You can see the nitration also, which take place with HNO3 in presence of acidic medium H2SO4. So attack of nitro group at ortho and para position. Mixture of both will be obtained. In the flow chart form, you can see all the reactions together electrophilic. This is halogenation, nitration, Friedel-Crafts alkylation, Friedel-Crafts acylation, and the next one is the Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So you can summarize this reaction of anisole, electrophilic substitution reaction, and these are the products. Thank you. Have a nice day. In the next one, I will give you few worksheets as well as we will start the next topic.